What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hope you are doing well on this Thursday. It's not Wellness Thursday, it's terrific Thursday, I guess. That's what happens when you have a Monday holiday. Throws the whole week off. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Alright. Things are going well today. Not really seeing a whole lot of movement on the market. We had a lot of selling come in yesterday. Didn't really expect a whole lot today, but a nice little gap down, about 0.5% on the market today. Traded a little bit lower. Still not doing a whole lot. We're just kind of back to where we opened on the trading day. So not a lot going on. So which is perfect. This is gonna allow us to kind of do some analysis, really kind of figure out are we retesting bearishly, or did we just retest bearishly, and we continue bearish, or are we retesting bullishly and we're going to continue bullish? Uh, both sides are going to make a great point. Honestly, it doesn't matter until we break probably the highs of December or the lows of December, and there you go. That's kind of basically my short answer. It doesn't really matter. We could just chop in here for a while, but until we take out December's high or take out December's low, it doesn't really matter which way we go. Even if we just chop in here for about 2 months, and then we eventually maybe even get above this downward trending line, doesn't really mean anything. We got to take out levels to the positive side or levels to the bearish side. So we'll take a look at some things, see how things are going. And we can actually start by looking at, bullish retests. So let's just run through the normal stuff that we usually always do. Keep it going, see what's moving in the marketplace. Market mostly flat from the open. Nice little gap down. Tesla looks like the market just a little bit more extreme. AAPL's been pretty solid today. Hasn't really moved a whole lot. You see this gap down, trade higher. But it's been pretty flat. Not a lot. A little bit more bullish on the day. So definitely beating out the major averages, major indices. So that's interesting. But we did have a nice rejection yesterday off this downward trending line. Very solid rejection there yesterday. And then pulling into the 10 and 20 daily moving averages. So yeah, we'll see what happens here in the next couple of days on AAPL. Don't expect a whole lot there today. SPY is trying to work through the moving averages, right? It's getting below 390 today. Gapping below 390. That's a pretty big deal. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty big deal. But it did just retest into some of the highs that we had late December. So, was this the breakout? Here's the retest, and then now we're going to continue higher, kind of like how it was kind of drawn out. A little bit more extreme here, a little bit more quicker pace here over the past couple of days on the sell down. But it could still pop bullish. We'll have to look and see what the MACD, RSI kind of are saying. Qs are sitting right on their daily 10-20. IWM sitting right on their moving averages. IWM, though, had a very nice strong move to start the year and came and took out December and November's high yesterday before selling down very rapidly. And the IWM formed a great evening star reversal pattern out of resistance, right, at the previous couple month highs. So did the SPY. Now, obviously not the same kind of price level, but a very nice evening star reversal pattern. Still out of resistance, right around that 400 area. Couldn't quite get through that 400 area. So, definitely something to be careful of. The DIA, the Dow Jones. What's really kind of interesting here about the candle from Friday and Monday is the open on Friday is the same price as the close on Monday or Tuesday. Not Monday, Tuesday. So Friday open was 339.16. The close on Tuesday was 339.16. So really kind of an interesting, possibly a one Black Crow, um, kind of shaping up there. And then obviously you got a little bit more of a confirmation that came back down yesterday on pretty good volume. And that's the other thing I didn't really talk about volume. Yesterday, good volume on all of the major averages. Nice volume profiles. So it wasn't like it was just a light volume day. There was a lot of movement going on. There was definitely some big participants taking place there. The equal weighted SP 500 RSP definitely did not have that much volume, but it doesn't need to. It's not a majorly traded one. It's not a big deal. VIX trading a little bit higher. I would expect, yeah, okay. Nice little upper wick there on the VIX. So that's okay. Interesting. Still a little bit higher today, but man, you gotta like that upper wick there. All right. DXY, the dollar still hanging out in this zone it's been in for about the past 5 trading sessions. Not doing a whole lot. A big time lower wick yesterday. Okay. The 10-year came right into the 200 daily moving average and has bounced. Okay. Interesting. So we obviously had a clear breakdown yesterday. It came right to the 200 and has started bouncing. We'll see if maybe that's where the 10-year possibly turns around. The 10 and 2-year inversion, nice little triangle pattern, still setting up here. Pennant pattern. Yeah, if it breaks down out of this, it's just going to probably just make a strong move to this inverted low that it had back in early December. We'll keep watching that. Not much going on there. Oh my gosh, gold moving higher today. All right. I'll probably be long. I'm probably going to be wrong on my bear put vertical here on the GLD. What is going on, Rosebud? We're going to take a look at that, what you posted in Discord. HYG. Ooh, man, look at the HYG falling off today. Wow. LQD dropping a little bit. HYG dropping pretty good. Okay. Just trying to run through, see what's going on in the marketplace. Sectors. What is doing well today? Energy. Energy is the top dog today. XLE up a little bit over 1%. Obviously, it got smoked yesterday, but I guess people thought it pulled back right into a previous pivot level. Buying it up. Okay. XLV Healthcare working pretty good today. To me, this is still just breaking down. Yeah, to me, this is still breaking down. I'd be willing to actually be more bearish on that. XLC. Yeah, it hit this resistance kind of top area around the 52 price point and has since kind of pulled back. It did get a little bit above the previous couple months' highs. Yeah, it's fine. See how things play out there. Staples. Man, okay, check this out. Okay, so staples are down 0.3%. Discretionary is down 1.3%. So we'll take a look at that discretionary staples comparison here in a sec. Financials down about 1%. Industrials are down 1.5%. Materials are down 0.9%. Real estate's pretty much flat on the day. Tech with the gap down 0.8%. And then utilities didn't really gap down, but has traded low. Oh, look at this. Getting below all these wicks. That it put in back in December, about a month ago. That's a big deal. Getting below all those wicks. XLU possibly looking bearish. How's Dominion? Dominion's looking pretty good though. Okay. Yeah. That's a pretty noticeable breakdown there. It's very much like where the healthcare breaking down those December lows that it kind of put in, even the January lows yesterday, but getting a little bit of buying today. But The XLU breaking those down today. So, all right. XLY XLP has been on a monster run really to start the year. Really over the 2 previous weeks, it was just climbing crazy. Ever since Friday, Jan 6th to basically yesterday. Yeah, I guess you can say yesterday. But look at all the volume that came in yesterday. Look at all the volume that came in yesterday after that run. Which side did it come in on? XLY had pretty good volume yesterday. Oh, look at that volume on the XLP. Woo, man. Which makes sense. I mean, you just broke down past month and a half lows very solidly yesterday. So, yeah, you probably had a lot of volume come in there. That makes sense. Well, I mean, is this the retest? I know there's a low back over here. Yeah. So there's like a low right back over here in spring of 22, early, summer of 22, around that 1.9 level. And that's basically right where we came to, right? We had a hard time kind of chopping and breaking down through that level in November and December. But eventually we did, and we just wound up clearing out. And then now, finally that we broke down through there, now it seems like maybe we just retesting into that zone. And maybe the XLY XLP probably just continues back in the bearish direction. I mean, shrugged shoulders. I don't know. It would make a pretty good sense if you're going to try and be bearish on something at a pretty good breakdown level. Makes some sense. 1.9 level is a pretty good level to try to be bearish on that relationship, right? So I guess some people were probably thinking staples outperform discretionary going forward. Maybe. We'll see. Spy G finally, man, look at all, just getting off the mat finally. Moving a little bit into that bullish direction. It's probably there's a little bit more to do with tech and XLC over the past couple of trading sessions. Sly, small caps hanging out, mid caps hanging out. Okay, they look very similar. All right, what? It's just a hangout day. I mean, the big part of the move today was just the gap down. We haven't done a whole lot intraday. Just look how small today is compared to yesterday. I mean, whenever you get big move days, typically you don't get follow up the next day. I know we did back over here in December, but this was two major catalysts back to back. You don't typically get that. Like you had a strong move here back on November 30th, move up, and then pretty quiet day then the day after. So. Yeah, it just kind of makes sense. We're a little quieter today. Nice little gap down. All right, let's figure out some things here. We're gonna look at the MACD, RSI. I want to get an idea. We're gonna look at some different time frames here on the SPY. Sorry, had to cough. All right. We had Shannon. Oh, hey Janet, how you doing? U.S. debt ceiling. I gotcha. Yeah, I know that's talk of the town right now. So Shannon posted this in Discord about an hour and a half ago before I came on the mic. And we could definitely take a look at Bitcoin. She kind of mentions Bitcoin and probably some of that longer term relationship on the stochastics, RSI, and then looking at the SPY as well. So let's just take a look at some of that. And it looks like probably a 2-hour chart. Oh, 45-minute chart. Okay, so 45-minute chart. Not one I typically go with, but we're going to look at different time frames to kind of get that idea. What is going on? I don't need these that large. Thank you. All right. So from the high that we put in December, and all these indicators to potentially, I'm going to say potentially, this recent high that we just put in January. we do have a lower high on all the averages, even the histogram on the MACD. So currently, don't know. We could just have a little bit of a pause here on these indicators. They might just come down, pull down a little bit, and then continue higher, kind of like how they did back over here, back last summer. So still unsure there on the daily. Let's check out the hourly. Hourly, I'm gonna back out here because I really want to look at that December high kind of time period. At least bring that in. Hourly. We definitely did have a nice little divergence here over the past couple days when we were kind of up making these tops, right? We had the stochastics here and the MACD, both of them, actually make a little bit of a higher mound here and then a lower. Then they started coming down and trading, not trading lower, but the indicators started moving lower, while then the stock price on the SPY and the market moved a little bit higher. And you got to remember here, when we're looking at these two peaks right here, these two peaks, the one that was actually the high was this one on the 17th, on January 17th. So just remember that. So yeah, a little bit of a bearish divergence there, and obviously then we didn't get through the 400 level. We didn't hold through the 400 level, which was pretty important, right? You're looking for the market to break through that 400 level. It's just a psychological level, right? It's just psychological, big round number. The market loves big round numbers. I don't know why. It just does. So had to just had to keep your eye on that, and then it never wound up getting through there, and yeah, you can tell it just flushed out. Are we seeing major divergences? Well, the one thing I will say is we do have a little bit of a divergence here on this low on the indicator and really this kind of high area, right? And I'm trying to think if that's more of like a resting type of situation. It could be a resting divergence where, the move's just a little bit overdone. It's going to rest a little bit and then it'll pick up steam. It's kind of hard to tell. I think we need a little bit more time to really kind of get that and judge it. But you gotta like where the market pulled into today, right here at these tops that we had back on December 21st. So if it's gonna pull back somewhere, I mean that's gonna be a pretty good spot to do it. Yeah, that is a pretty good divergence there. All right, let's go to your 45-minute timeline. Oversold area. Definitely still have the divergence from this low to this low on the stochastics RSI. Okay, kind of still it's there on the MACD as well, where it's like we're in the oversold area, but we're making a higher low, so might have that momentum then turn it around and push it higher. I could totally justify that. Basically, that's kind of what these indicators are saying. Is we have an oversold but a higher low, so basically saying, hey, we've gotten to where we've gotten momentum, or I guess you can say momentum, now more in your favor to continue to push higher. You have a little bit more of that thrust, so maybe that's kind of the divergence that we're seeing. It could also just be resting. We're really gonna have to see if we take out that high that we put in just a couple days ago. That might be enough of the market to really just continue to push higher. Same thing on the 30-minute. So yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it out there. We're seeing some divergences on some of these different timelines. From like these kind of clustered lows that we had at the end of December and this low that we're putting in now. We did have a very strong sell-off yesterday. It was a very very directional. Outside of that first hour, it moved the whole day pretty much in that bearish direction. Nice little pause at the middle of the day, but yeah, kind of interesting. I still just expect choppiness. I still just expect choppiness. We'll see which way it breaks, but I'm still just thinking over the next couple days we're going to see just choppiness. Definitely have a divergence here. Oversold. Yeah, lower reading on the RSI. So then the next thing is if we are turning in that bearish direction, and now that this indicator is flipped from being at the top half of the stochastics reading, and it's going to be now in the bottom half, how high does this thing go? Do these stochastic readings go, and where does the market kind of get to? If the market just kind of hangs out sideways, and the stochastic kind of floats in the bullish direction, or it floats up, I guess. That's not going to be great for the SPY, right? That's going to be pretty bearish for the SPY. So, yeah, if you're a bear, you're just kind of wanting, hey, the market to cool off here a little bit, kind of just maybe retest a little bit higher, maybe test into this 393 level, which is kind of where we consolidated yesterday, right? Kind of just where we consolidated a little bit yesterday. So if we just kind of slowly pull into that, maybe here over the next early part of next week, don't really do a whole lot tomorrow, and then maybe see it kind of slowly start breaking down as the longer term stochastics maybe rise a little bit more in the bullish direction. You can see here on the 15-minute, like we have really ramped up here on the stochastics today, or like second half of the day, and I would say we really haven't moved so bullishly, right? I don't think we've moved super bullishly, so. Yeah, I think it's just still wait and see. Still just wait and see. I got the daily crossing over here on the stochastics. You got the MACD histogram is trending lower. The MACD hasn't crossed over yet. MACD crosses over along with the stochastics. It's typically bad, right? Because when we did it here back in December, we had obviously a pretty good drop. It did it back in August, had a pretty good drop. This one, well, whenever you've been on the positive side, when you've been above the neutral line, we did it here back in April. We saw, pretty good drop. So, yeah, need the MACD to probably turn over. We'll see what happens here over the next couple of days. Not willing to make any significant changes right now. So if that's where that's at, I want to look at Bitcoin, because she also mentioned Bitcoin, and to me, I know it got above this little peak right here, and you really saw it come in, man. It came in pretty strong. Fair enough. I'm not short Bitcoin. I don't want to be bullish or bearish or anything to do with Bitcoin right now. Still. Honestly, I have no interest to be involved here. So, really, my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm just kind of looking at these indicators. And they just got massively overdone. You know what I could see? You know what I could see happening? I could definitely see a run up into about 30,000. All these lows that we put in here, we definitely have some lows here. And I would be careful if we did that. I'd be real careful if we did that. Yeah, I don't. I think we've consolidated down here long enough between 16 to like 24,000 or so on Bitcoin. So the other, you know what? Let me look here. Sorry. Okay, that's this one. So we haven't taken out this high. All right. So right now we kind of have a little bit of a divergence going on here between like these highs and kind of where we are now. Where we're getting a much higher reading on the stochastics and the MACD than where we were on um, back in August, right back in August. So I don't know. I mean, they're definitely turning a little bit more aggressively in the bullish direction, so it might continue higher. Uh, I don't know. I just didn't like that pop that we got last week. Yeah, I just didn't like that. It just seemed a little too euphoric for me. Like, hey, risk is back on. The other thing is like we didn't see that same. Like we did see some bullishness on the marketplace on the stock market, but it wasn't the same. It's just not the same. And the stock market almost kind of took it as, yeah, we're gonna sell that off. And it didn't really, crypto just didn't sell off as much. So I don't know. To me, just crypto right now. I'll just I would at least wait, see a little bit more of a consolidation before it continues to push higher. When you get moves like this, I'm always suspect of really quick moves like that. And that's the problem with crypto, man. It's just too whipsawy still. Just it did nothing for like 2 months, and then out of nowhere, it just jumps 4,000. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's almost 20%. All right, so fair enough. The other thing I want to look at ADL, ADX, ADL, ADX. I'm gonna open up some of these. Yeah, I'm gonna open up some of these. All right, ADX strength indicator. Yep. I'm gonna educate myself. Oh, come on. I'm gonna educate myself. Is that the same thing? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Same link. Keep forgetting. All right. The advanced decline line chart shows something different with some explanation here. Okay. Okay. All right. You're charting accumulation distribution line the other day. I don't know what I was charting the other day. It was the advanced decline line. It wasn't accumulation distribution line. Advanced decline line. ADL confusion. Yeah. Yep. I read it all that. All right. Let's figure out what the heck is going on. So I don't know what accumulation distribution has possibly to do with advanced decline, but we're going to just figure out what the difference is. I know average directional index. Okay. ADX DMI. Oh my goodness, I'm about to get into it. Trading in the direction of the strong trend reduces risk and increases profit potential. A strong trend. The ADX. Okay. Oh, the trend strength indicator. Yeah, I've seen this. That is not the same thing as the ADL, Rosebud. If you're there, not the same thing as the ADL. That's what I was looking at the ADL the other day. Yeah, we might be a little bullish going into the end of the day. TXY. I'm just trying to. Man, I mean, like Apple's been strong, man. Over the past 5 days, Apple's been strong. Yeah, just pulling right into those 1020s. Kind of curious. Yeah, I was confused the other day. Stock charts doesn't have the ADL. Bank of America downgraded Schwab. Ooh, Charles Schwab. So, yeah, ADL. And that's so I have a theory about the ADL, and I'll probably mention in the market outlook video this week. But and I was kind of thinking about this last night about the ADL since we were talking about it yesterday. Is my thing with the ADL, the advanced decline line, compared to history. So if I just do this, let me get off of the SPY. I'll at least do it on here. The advanced decline line, take in a couple past bear markets. There we go. And I will add in the advanced decline line. All right. So the thing that's interesting about the advanced decline line, wow. Okay, so it only has data from 2003. Is one. It only takes into account. It takes into account all stocks, right? That's kind of what we read. It's supposed to take into account all stocks. It says, hey, here's all the stocks that were positive. Here's all the stocks that were negative. And you get and you add it to the value of yesterday's value of the ADL. So that's why it basically started at 0 back in the day whenever you start tracking it. And it constantly builds upon itself. But here's the problem I have with the ADL. One, it says the lowest valued stock or the lowest market weighted stock has the same value as as Apple. In this case, it would be Apple, right? As the highest market cap stock. And we know that is not true, right? That's what the ADL says. The ADL says Joe Schmo Corporation LLC, publicly traded, is the same equal to AAPL, and that's not right. That was my first thought. Right, that was my first one. My second one is over time, we have seen, especially over the past, I would say 15 years, really over the past 15 years, we have seen many more of the ETFs in the marketplace, just come into the marketplace. So it's a lot easier for Joe Schmo company to get basketed with higher quality stocks like Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. And so if somebody goes out there and buys or invests into those ETFs, well, then obviously Joe Schmo company, who they didn't want to, maybe that investor didn't really care to invest in Joe Schmo company, but they invested in that ETF for the weighting into Microsoft, Apple, and so on. So they're benefiting from just that basket. What's the ADL definition there again? Good. Yep, I got you. Advanced decline line, question mark. The advanced excuse me. This definition right here. The advanced decline line is known for its simplicity in showing how many stocks are advancing compared to how many stocks are declining on a daily basis. The indicator is used to study market breadth, in other words, how healthy the market is as a whole. If the advanced decline line is sloping upward, it means more stocks are advancing than declining. If it is sloping downward, it means more stocks are declining than advancing. Here's the problem with this. Okay, here's my third problem with this, right? In bear markets, what do you normally see in bear markets or bearish moves? You see rapid sell-offs. So the other thing is it doesn't take into account percentage move down. That has no bearing on this indicator at all. So you can see that this waterfall sell-off here in 2008, and the indicator is still going up over that same time period. So this is those are probably my three biggest issues. One, it says all stocks are the same, are equal. They're not all the same. They're all equal. It's all equal weighted. Two, it's so much easier nowadays to basket stocks you've never heard of with companies you have. Right? There's so many ETFs out there. Especially, it's made it a lot easier to invest. And I guess if you want to call it diversify, air quotes diversify, it doesn't mean anything. But that's just a problem. That's just a problem I see with it. And then number three is it doesn't take into account percentage moves down. It only looks at positive stock and negative stock, not how much positive, how much negative over a given period of time. So that's my other major issue with it. Because just take one day where the market goes down 5% and it was led by maybe 60% of the stocks. But then the next day, 90% of the stocks are actually bullish, but it's only up 0.5%. Well, the market's still down over those 2 days, but the ADL would be up over those 2 days. That's kind of how it's calculated. And you can see, look how flat this thing is. Well, I guess it's not really. I'd have to really zoom in to how. Yeah, look at this. And this is what everybody's talking about. It's like, oh, we just made a new high compared to November here last week, right? And last week that was the big deal. And it's like, yeah, but this thing doesn't take into account so many things like market weight and um, I'm sorry, like market cap, um, and like percentage move, right? It doesn't take into account percentage move. One of the biggest issues that we were seeing towards the tail end of December, wasn't the fact that the IWM and the Dow Jones were strong. They were. IWM was strong. Apple was not. Apple has the biggest weighting, right? Apple has the biggest weighting, and we know Apple was a major lagger on the marketplace at the end of 2023 or 2022. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, uh, but what is the ADX that you're talking about? ADX, average directional index. Nope. What else do they call it? Average? Oh yeah, that is what it is. Average directional index. Sorry. So ADX. That's stocks. Sorry. Indicators. Boom. ADX. Average directional index. I'm going to add this and I'm going to pull up the definition. Okay. Look how much different this thing looks. Look how much different this thing looks. So let's see here. All right, so the definition here for the ADX, the average directional index. The average directional index is a specific indicator used by technical analysis and traders in order to determine the strength of a trend. The trend can be going either up or down, which is shown by two indicators. The trend can be going either up or down, which is shown by two indicators, which often accompany ADX. The positive directional indicator, commonly known as the plus DI, positive directional indicator, okay, the plus DI, and the negative directional indicator, also known as the negative DI. It is for this reason that the average directional It is for this reason that the average directional index is presented with three separate lines symbolizing each indicator. Each line is used to assess a trade and whether or not it should be taken long or short, if at all. The ADX indicator on TradingView does not display the plus DI and negative DI lines by itself, but you can use the directional movement index indicator to see all three at the same time. Okay, so Yeah, right. And they actually said that in in the last sentence, right? So I'm gonna add in then the directional movement index. Boom. Let's add that in. Let's see what it says. And I need to figure out which one of these lines is. So the red one, I would assume, is the one up here. It's the same one. It kind of looks like it has the same flow to it. I need to figure out which one is orange and which one is blue then. Settings. ADX smoothing. DI length. Visibility. Boom. ADX. Okay. All right. Perfect. Style. ADX is the red one. Yep. DI plus is the blue one. Negative DI is the orange one. All right. So right now we do have negative DI, which for most of 2022, the negative DI has been above the blue one. Right now they're all kind of clustered together. So let's figure out what this 80. No, nope, nope, nope. What is this directional movement indicator? Yep, I want to read this. Remove the single ADX above you. All right, you want me to remove that? Got it. I'll remove that. Let me also do this. Let me go to ES. That way we don't have to look at the overlay. All right. I really wish they would have something here like recently used. That would be really nice. Directional movement indicator. Boom. Bring this back up. All right. Directional movement indicator. All right. I want to know. I already know kind of what's going on. I want to know the basics. What to look for. Trend strength. All right. Analyzing trend strength is the most basic use for DMI. To analyze trend strength, I think the red line shows strength of the move regardless of direction. Okay. Regardless of direction. All right. Very important to know that. Analyzing trend strength is the most basic use for the DMI. To analyze trend strength, the focus should be on the ADX line. So, yeah, I think you're right on that. And not the plus DI or negative DI lines. Okay. Wilder, I'm assuming the guy that made this, believed that the DMI reading above 25 indicated a strong trend. Okay, I'm just trying to see about when. All right. A reading. Wilder believed the DMI reading above 25 indicated a strong trend, while a reading below 20 indicated a weak or non-existent trend. A reading between those two values would be considered indeterminable. However, as previously mentioned, an experienced trader would not take the 25 and 20 values. Okay. An experienced trader would not take the 25 and 20 values and apply them in every situation. What is truly a strong trend or a weak trend depends on the financial instrument being used. Being examined. I'm sorry, being examined. What is truly a strong trend or a weak trend depends on the financial instrument being examined. Historical analysis can assist in determining appropriate values. Bullish DI cross. So a bullish DI cross. All right. So that's when the Jesus. Are you kidding me? Am I not signed in, bro? Whatever. I can't read bullish. Bearish DI cross. So bearish DI cross is when the red, or not the red, but the orange line, kind of like here, the orange line crosses above the blue. That's what they say is a bearish cross. So obviously we got that very early in January 20. And recently we've had a bullish cross back in late November, right? Late November. That was when we got a bullish cross. Let me see if. So then 25 is, man, right there. There's 20. So it still says it's a weak. So here's the thing: is like we've gotten a bullish cross that happened late November, early December. But the trend, but the thing is, it's saying it's such a weak trend, right? I think the red line shows us. Okay, right. The red line is ADX by itself. Yeah, yeah, right. I get you. The ADX is the line by itself. Okay. I mean, not gonna lie, I like that it got the beginning of the year like dead on. That's really kind of impressive. Also, you did have a little bit of a false, little bit of a fall. I wouldn't say a false one. It definitely went a little bit lower later on. My next thing is I'm going back to this time period. I want to see what it did in 2007 to 2009. So we got a couple of bearish crosses where the orange crossed over the blue and stayed that way for a while until the end of the bear market. Okay. I mean, look how high that ADX got to 60. Wow. Jeez, that's crazy. And this is the one I really want to see because we had some huge rounded rollovers. It's a complex chart to read, but some find it useful. Yeah. No, I mean, I can see some value in it. I can see some value. Shannon, what is going on? How are you doing? Yeah. I'm trying to. So, very obviously, we've got a very clear crossover here. The thing that's kind of got me scared right now is this thing never really then has a bullish crossover until like we are on our way out later on. Bought the low SHOR. What do you mean SHOR? I was going to say bought the low short, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, and let me see when this kind of crossed over, did we get a strong? We didn't really get a strong ADX reading, not until later on. I do like the blue orange crossover though. Actually hit enter. Oh, gotcha. I like the buying the low of the day. I like that part. That's good. All right. So now I kind of get an idea of how this thing works in bear markets, especially looking at the two previous bear markets. I'm kind of curious on how that looks now. Really, this crossover stinks. Not gonna lie. It's not strong, but we didn't see the ADX line actually be strong until we got out, and it doesn't mean it won't cross back over later on. I posted things in Discord. You posted things in Discord. I saw the trade ideas. I saw this. We actually were talking about this earlier in the hour. We actually looked at this. To me, it's a little bit more indecisive for now. It's just a waiting game. Mostly because I don't know if the move that we got yesterday on a lot of these indicators. I would agree that it could just be a resting. It could be a turning. Like now that because we've kind of been in the upper half of some of these indicators, like the RSIs, Castix, MACD. Um, that maybe now that they're going to be in the lower half, and now we're going to see that switch kind of happen, and now we trade bearishly. To me, I just want to see a couple more days, but I didn't like it. It is something to be mindful of. As far as crypto, I got nothing. I got nothing. I have no interest to be involved in it. Not for now. I could definitely see it trading higher, and I like where your X is at because I could definitely see it trading up to 30,000. That's kind of what I was thinking. Up to all these lows, 30 to about 35,000. I was digging that, but as far as the market, the SPY and stuff, I don't know. I don't want to see a couple more days. I want to see a couple more days, especially how we end out this week. I want to see if we do have this bearish engulfing candle on a weekly kind of form out here. Let's see if the SPY actually. What's the SPY at? SPY opened last week at 390.37. So we are currently 50 cents over that. So since we're 50 cents over that, that's basically the high of last Monday. Last week. So we're right now just above it. Could we just chop down a little bit tomorrow, not do a whole lot, and still do that? Yeah, we could do that. Here's what's interesting though. If you're talking about that, talking about the ADX action there, Rosebud. Look at this. It's getting really close to possibly crossing back over into that negative direction. And looking here at the daily, it's been really in that non-committal area for a little bit. Really ever since about here, at least by definition. Shanny said picked up a ton of dip plays. Mara, midterm for crypto run. Oh, are those cryptos? Or are you talking about miners? Okay. They look very strong as far as like the ADX is loving it. The ADX is loving it. It looks very bullish. Nice. Yeah, they look. This recent pop has been pretty strong, but they've done that before and crushed off of that. Man, I don't know. That's why I just have no interest to be involved in crypto right now. Not that I don't trust it. Not that I don't want blockchain to eventually work out. I just got nothing about it that I dig right now. But I mean, they look so strong. Hold on, when did you say you bought those on the dip? Um, um, when did like you said you bought those on the dip, but like what dip? Like yesterday lows, today lows, or are you talking like December lows, like back here when Mara was down to like $3? Are you talking like these lows or like today's lows? Oh, today low. All right, all right, all right. Today low. All right, I got you. I'm tracking. I'm tracking. Like I would say, like that's a solid. That would be a solid pickup. Yeah, it makes sense that there was going to be some dip buyers, right? A lot of things off the sell down yesterday, and a little bit of continued selling this morning. All it did is just pull into some support levels, moving averages, that kind of stuff. So it just kind of depends on. Um, I mean, it doesn't depend on anything. It's just we're going to see how it plays out here over the next couple of trading sessions. These are very strong. Um, like evening star reversal patterns that we see across a lot of major indices between Friday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So yeah, that's a very strong pattern there. Um, Shop inverse head and shoulders pattern. Ooh, shop. Think about inverse head and shoulders patterns is they also set up for bear flag patterns, right? You have now a flag pattern kind of setting in. So while yes, they do look like inverted head and shoulders, they also look like uh, bear flags. You can't really front run these. You really have to let them verify that they are inverted head and shoulders. They got to break that neckline. They have to break that neckline because that'll basically flip everybody's positions. That'll get everybody to say, okay, that was basically the bottom. Now we're changing trends. We're taking out new highs. We're making new higher lows, making new higher highs, that kind of stuff. Playing for only the C leg, and yes, it will fail. All right, it'll fail. I get you. Yeah, timeline's everything. We can talk about anything, but yeah, it always just depends on your timeline. So yeah, if your timeline looking a little shorter term, I get you. I get it. Solar bears. Oh, dude, speak those sweet words to me, Rosebud. Speak them. I mean, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. Anytime I bring up First Solar, Shannon runs away because she's the one that talked me into this. Kidding. I liked being bearish here. And actually, one of the things that sucked with First Solar, the entire solar industry was bearish during this time period during the run up. First Solar was like the only one that was bullish. It was crap. ENPH, except for like ENPH. ENPH has been holding on pretty good, except for recently, except for the past month. Wow. No, it got short and everything. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, that's why I went out in time on options. I was like, I don't know. First quarter of this year might be just really choppy. I was really thinking like February to April, May. Like we'll probably see some bearishness on the market, but January, I was just not super confident. EMPH getting crushed though, man. Look at these things. They were coming back close, and then they just flew in the opposite direction. EMPH and SE Sedge Solar Edge Technologies. Ooh, crossing over here. All right, interesting. I'm kind of digging this DMI. I'm gonna see if it works on dailies and whatnot. Let me. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna use this a lot. What is this? The DMI. I'm gonna add this because I'll probably forget, and I might check this out here over the next uh, few weeks, months. When do the FSLRs expire? FSLR expires in I believe June. I'm gonna check that right now. It's either June or July. Bring that up. First solar. First solar is June 16th. I'm at the 105 puts, which is way the hell down here. My break even's at 90. This is the break even line though. This is the target I was hoping to get to. I mean, it could definitely do that. March, April. I mean, the dude, the thing I've seen over the past several years is, man, whenever these green technology stocks get to selling, they get to selling, man. Like they get liquidated. It is crazy how fast they will sell down. Yeah, I got Apple. I got Apple for March. This is one I'm not too too worried about, but what I haven't been enjoying lately, the past 3 or 4 trading sessions, is AAPL has actually been on the stronger side compared to the market. I'm not digging that. Now, we did just get a bullish crossover, and maybe now we start to see we get the bearish crossover come back in. But I'm still fine with this. Chan, you said picked up at long an XBI at the low. Oh, XBI, huh? Biotech. Did I set this in here and not set an alert instead? Oh, that's stupid. Actually, you know what? I'm digging XBI. I'll dig XBI for next week. I like this. I'm really glad you just brought this up. I thought I had set an alert there. I'm a dumb. I dig this. I like this break. Let me check a little bit longer term. I dig it. I like these indicators, man. They're getting a little bit more aggressive in that bull direction. I like this breakout higher. I like this quick retest today. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for next Friday. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it for tomorrow. Damn, I wish I would have had that alert set correctly. Let's see here. I'm gonna bring over the broker real quick. Look at XBI options for next Friday. There we go. I'll take that off just real quick. XBI. All right. Next Friday, not today, not tomorrow Friday. Next Friday, 8 days away. Oh my gosh, perfect. They got 50 cents options close by. That's great. What was the high that it put in this week or last Friday? It got up to about 89.5. So if I could play this by 87 by 88, I would love that. If I can do that. 87 by 88. Oh, I can. I can also do 86 by 87.5. I don't want to do 50 cents just because it's a lot more contracts. I don't want to have to pay all that commission because I'm a cheap. Not really, but it just keeps the price, or it keeps the number of contracts down. Oh my gosh, let me just delete that. I'm trying to do the 86.5 by the 87. 86. Oh, I'm trying to buy puts. I don't want to buy puts. Buy vertical. There we go. So 86.5 by 87 was what I expected to see. But I'm going to look at the 86.5 by 87.5. Dang, they have such bad spreads on their options. That's what stinks. Let me see about 80 and 87. Or 87 by 88. That's not bad. I'll raise this to like 38. I don't want to pay more than 40. On XBI, I dig this. This would be for next Friday. I'm going to do the 87 by 88 vertical spread, assuming it just gets back to basically highs of earlier this week, the end of last week. Gets back up into these wicks. But I like this breakout. Nice volume that came in. I know that's a little light shaded for you guys, but and then that retest that we got come in here. Not gonna be crazy on the volume, on the volume here, but just in the normal amount. And then I would imagine this thing probably just maybe consolidates the first parts of the next week and probably just pushes higher. I like this. Very nice consolidation. This thing really hasn't been doing much over the past couple of months while the market's been moving up, moving down. So I like it. I like it a lot. I dig it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Try to get this for hopefully 38 cents. I don't want to pay more than 40 though. I don't want to pay more than 40 cents. Let me see how much. All right. gonna make me raise that price? All right, I'm gonna try and put it in at 40. I'm side-eyeing my broker right now. Like, what? There it is. Okay. Even though I raised the price to 40, it got me in at 37 cents on XBI. So let me go ahead and... I mean, I really do dig that. Man, that's a quick snapback. I like it. Oh. 70, 88. All right. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Very easily attainable. On potentially a breakout, quick retest. Look for it to keep going higher next week. I will add this to the list for next week. AAPL made a pretty good run. Oh, tweezers. Are these like perfect tweezer tops? Oh my gosh. Those are perfect tweezer tops on 5 minutes. Doesn't mean anything, but usually don't see that. That's a usually pretty bearish symbol. Or signal right there. You getting perfect tops there. At 136.25 on those two candles. Wow. All right. Picked up a long at the low using Labu. All right. Labu. Yeah, appreciate you, Shannon, for throwing the XBI into the chat pane. I wish I'd set up my alert correctly. Tesla. Don't really know what's going on there. Apple, man. Apple's just... Man, this is annoying. It's being too strong recently. It's just... Yeah, and even this thing is even saying it over the past like few trading sessions. It's been a little too strong. That's fine. I've seen the interest in UN. Oh yeah, someone brought up UNG. I'm gonna get rid of this DMI. UNG. Hold on, natural gas is bottomed. I've seen the interest in UNG. Potential bottom. Hold on. Natural gas is close to a low. Shannon, yeah, natural gas is close to low. Let me see. So that's the ETF for it. I'm gonna look at natural gas. Wow. Oh man, pulling right into these tops. Dang. Man. Yeah, this thing has gotten annihilated over the past about a month. Yeah, about a month. It's just been down like almost every day. It's definitely been a lot warmer winter across the northern hemisphere than a lot of people thought was going to be there. I mean, I get it. A lot of it, people talking about the natural gas. It might be at a bottom. But I can tell you one thing, man. I ain't gonna pick the bottom here. I'm gonna wait for it to take out some of these high on some of these candles. Or the other thing is, if you do play it, just understand, go farther out in time. Just go far out in time. Just give yourself plenty of time and let it see the bounce. Let yourself see the bounce. Yeah, I mean, UNG, like the UNG at least, kind of getting down to these clusters. Just go out with plenty of time. I don't think you'd want to play this with options. Maybe play with stock. But I would rather see it reverse some of these, like, these highs that are coming down. take out some of these highs. Because it's still very clearly trending down. Very clearly trending down. Alpha Hunters, that'll be it for me today, though. Definitely picked up the XBI options for next Friday, not tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is monthly expiration, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we sell down a little bit. But, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt if we sell down just a little bit. Maybe in below 390. And we'll see what's going on probably as we get into next week. And, because then it's going to be earnings, and then people are going to start to look forward to the Fed. So, Alpha Hunters, y'all take care. And thank y'all for coming in and, sharing your inputs. Appreciate it.